8 Squad.
DJ Shaw Boogie. DJ Shaw Boogie.
So much for tuning into the Making Me Matter radio show. We are excited for another Thursday night. Big shout out, and we're going to do a quick roll call. Big shout out to Tormel Pittman, who is making so much of a difference in the community. Matter of fact, within the state of New Jersey, Tormel, you got invited to do some sitting on the state today, huh? Big shout out to you. I see my big sister, Donna Hicks Izzard, my Harlemite. Yes, you know we represent Uptown all day. I see Ramona. Ramona, thank you for joining. PT, you know you are my fave. Good to see you, PT. Thank you so much for tuning in. Nanette Holmes, I see you, Nanette. I see you. Tamanika, hi. Good to see you, Tamanika. Hope all is well. How much is that? 3? It's good to see you, Tamanika. Hope all is well. Gia King, good to see you, Gigi. Listen, while everybody's on here, why don't you tell me where you guys are? Are you in New Jersey? Are you in Texas? You know I get the Texas folks to jump on. If you're in New Jersey, Texas, New York, where are you guys at right now? Where are you all right now? Where you at? Yes, that's what I said. Where you at? Okay, well, excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Where are you? Oh, like goodness. No, oh, Lord, no. Where you at? Donna representing New York, Tamanika representing Jersey, my girl Gia King, Gigi representing Jersey. Yes. I can't stand you. Thank y'all so much. Big shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Yes. Ramona says she's at the parking lot at church. Well, praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. Pray for us.
Yes, my girl shirt, Evelyn right? Ferguson. Look. What's your shirt say?
You better get in the church.
Under
girl.
the influence. You in the
parking lot watching make you better for you. Go into church and get your worship. I appreciate you, but I'm just saying.
She's in the church parking lot.
Pastor ain't preaching, but y'all are. All right, amen.
She said she's in CC. Oh, wow, I haven't heard CCD in a long time.
Oh, my
CCD
gosh.
duty. I didn't even. Right.
Yeah, I didn't know they still got CCD.
Right, neither did I.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, big shout out to Sabrina Bronstein. That's my old schoolmate. Yes, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Making Me Matter radio show. We are excited because we have a special guest. Real quick, we're going to get into some quick news. Have you guys been staying up to date with what's been going on in the news? It has been ridiculous. What, with this whole thing going on in Parkland, Florida?
Florida, yeah.
A hot mess.
But unfortunately, this is exactly why so many of our kids are becoming desensitized, because this is the quote unquote norm of society for them, for the kids that are and when we talk to our guests, I mean, she has some expertise in that area. You know, want to get her input and her insight on it too, but it's becoming the norm with you know, a lot of our children, and so therefore they're becoming desensitized to it. It's become a video game world because this is the things that we're selling to our children. This is things that we're allowing them to watch. People used to think I tripped because my kids couldn't watch SpongeBob SquarePants,
right?
And the stuff that people let their children watch, not to mention grown-up conversations that we have in front of our children that we shouldn't be having, the things that we expose them to. Then by the time that they 12 years old, they grown as I don't know what. But I mean, we got to look at, where were you while that TV was watching them?
Right.
Where were you when you taking? I remember clear as day. I went into a movie. I went into my nephew and I were sitting there talking, and he was like, you know, we went to see Star Wars, and I think something it was. But when we were walking past, he was like, oh, let's peek in here. What's the movie with the the dude, the two dudes? He's actually married to a white woman, but it was when he had the film about Get Out. Is that it?
And I didn't see it.
Yeah. All right. So, but I walked in there with my nephew. Somebody got a little kid up there watching him. And this is what I'm saying. And then, you know, the logic is, well, they're not old enough to remember. But see, you got to stop that, yo.
But when they're that young, their minds are so fresh and they soak up everything.
Yeah, they're fragile. They're fragile.
So you have to be careful what you genuinely
Let's go into our news, because we definitely got to give.
When I tell you that tripped me out, here's what bothered me about this whole Parkland, Florida thing. They're now saying that
the FBI was warned.
The FBI was warned, but the first thing that I saw in the headlines was his adopted mother died last year. He's dealing with autism and all these other things.
We already talked about that.
And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
It's colorful words. You know, first of all, just like when you're doing a show, when you're doing different type of broadcasting, it's keywords you like to use to engage your audience. You know, just like Trump with that Central Park jogger mess when he accused those young brothers of something they didn't do. The word he used they were barbaric and they were savages.
Right.
And, you know, little key words that will make people be like, it's funny now, I can actually watch the news and based on language that's used, I'm like, I know what they are.
Listen,
and that's sad. That's so sad.
But here's what sickens me, and maybe I'm wrong. I promise you on everything, I'm not one to promote violence. I am not one who... Your face, though? I'm not one...
Looks good.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not one to promote violence. I try not to engage in anything that seems radical when it comes... Depending on what kind of radical it is. This kid was an obvious racist. He has done several videos. He has posted all over the social media. And here's what he said. He said somebody had, I guess there was something about what do you want to be or what do you want to do? And his comment was, I want to be a school shooter.
You know what? Here's what I will say, though, and I'm not trying to be funny, because I'm thinking about this as we're talking. I know it's news. But you know what? In honor of Black History, let's not even give him no shine.
Not even give him any shine, but I just want to...
Just pray for the school.
Pray for the school, pray for the victims, but but I just have one more last thing to say. It sickens me when I don't understand how he made it out alive. That, and I probably shouldn't say that, but at the end of the day, I have a problem where he's considered an active shooter, is shooting left and right. 17 kids were killed, 17 families are now affected, but yet he gets to come out alive and be taken to a hospital. I have my own thoughts about that. I don't know why they just didn't. Anywho, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We're going to move on, but for the most part, we have so many people to keep in prayer. I was on the phone with one of my dear friends who's a booking agent, Tamanika. Big shout out to Tamanika, who's on here, who said that someone that she represents, one of her artists' daughter was killed in Sandy Hook. Okay, his daughter was killed in that Sandy Hook shooting. So, and then somebody, I believe, in her family has said that they don't want to go to school because of things like this. She knows someone whose kids were in that school at the time of the shooting. She was on the phone with a promoter whose kids were in that school, and she said he just screamed, and that kind of scream, Tiffany, I can't describe. So we have so much to be prayerful for. We have so much in regard to this country that we need to pray for, but not even just pray. We have to move beyond prayer. Now is the time for us to really take action a little bit more seriously. So on some good notes, I have up here some things about the 10 richest black billionaires that's across the world. It's a good thing to know that we are not just rich, that we are wealthy, even though we were wealthy before we even got to billionaire status. So there's some billionaires out there. Big shout out to them. And McDonald's is going to be removing cheeseburgers from the Happy Meal. So now kids are going to be living a life that is healthy and hopefully get rid of these diseases and so forth and all this stuff that's being pumped into these meats. Now these kids will no longer hopefully be obese, and they will be growing and going in a whole different direction concerning their life. So that's pretty much it. I'll deal with the other stuff next week because of time, but for the most part, we have a guest in the house, and I did some research on you. You're not no lightweight. You are not a lightweight. Why don't you go ahead and let everybody know your name, what you do, and why we have you here. And talk about why you're here, what you're here to promote, and so forth, and we get it started.
All right. Well, hi, family. My name is Shy Williams. I am an author and speaker, and I'm also, in my day work, I am a detective. And I'm here today to promote my new book called Proud Black Girls, a children's book where I'm empowering young girls to love themselves and to enrich themselves, and explaining to them when they look in the mirror, love what you see, despite the peer pressure, despite the stigmas that society put on black young ladies, but to love what you see and embrace your culture.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Cover of that. Yes. Proud Black Girl. What made you come up with that title?
Just me, honestly, I'm a proud black girl, and I just wanted to be able to put this out in the world for young girls to understand that love yourself and to embrace what you